Okay, so apparently there's an anti-EV ad uh, from Toyota that is going on in Germany, and and it's in this tweet I saw on Twitter. It says two. So apparently, I looked on the account owner sending this tweet, and I think it comes from Norway. So perhaps the same ad is shown in Norway. So anti-EV ad, that sounds a little bit too shady adding from possibly an ICE car, but I looked this out a little bit and it's a hybrid. And what's interesting is that Elon Musk apparently asked the question, really, is this really taking place? So let's have a look and see if this is anti-EV.
Mein Leben ist eine aufregende Reise. Und ich liebe es, spontan zu sein.
Okay, so she is talking in German and the guy is singing in English. It's a little bit confusing, but she is apparently saying she's traveling in her Toyota now, and she is stating that she wants to have a spontaneous life so far. So let's continue.
Deshalb brauche ich meine Unabhängigkeit. Und keine Ladesäulen.
Okay, so what happened there was she said that she wanted to be independent, to be able to have a spontaneous life. And then she bumped into someone, and I think this is where it gets interesting. So she bumped into somebody, and she said at the same time she said that she did not want to have any something like she didn't want to have to charge all the time or have charge anxiety. And so let's continue the video and then go back.
Der neue Toyota Yaris-Cross Hybrid. Elektrisch für alle.
Okay, so this is a hybrid. And so let's have a look.
Deshalb brauche ich meine Unabhängigkeit.
She needs to be independent. She picks out her cake. And she bumps into a guy. Apparently there's a problem here. There's a problem and the girlfriends are reacting. Something happened.
Und keine Ladesäulen.
And she needs to have laden means charging in English and or in German. So I think this is actually, I looked this video on earlier and I reacted to this. So she comes with a cake, she bumps into the guy.
Und Unabhängigkeit.
And here, I think this ad is a little bit. It's done in a way that it's not really. It's sort of it want to trick the watcher to believe that something is not right. And exactly after this, after her bumping into the guy, she says that she doesn't want to have to be able to charge all the time. So let's.
Und keine Ladesäulen.
Und keine Ladesäulen, something about charging. She doesn't have to charge the car. So I think this ad is made in a way that it portrays the electric charging as something that's not a good thing. And I think that, and then I can see the love and and they started eating it, and her friends are happy. So this is a hybrid. Okay, so if you want to say that, yeah, hybrids can be good if you, for example, live somewhere where there's not enough charging spots, and you want to, you can charge or fill up your car with the gasoline. So okay, so in this way, electricity can be bad if you don't have any charging spots. You know that you have a lot of charging spots with Tesla. You have superchargers in many places, in many cities all over Europe. And this ad is portrayed in Germany. And I think in Germany you have a lot of superchargers. This is a Toyota. I'm unaware if there's enough charging spots. This seems to be in a big city. I would be surprised if there's not enough charging spots in this city. So so I do think that that this ad is possibly not anti-EV, but it's try to portray a hybrid car in a good way and say that, well, you can actually use the gasoline if you don't have any charging spots with your Toyota. So I would say that this ad is a mix between the new Toyota Yaris Cross Hybrid now in shop. Okay, so let's go back to the tweets. I think this ad states that it can be seen as anti-EV a little bit, because the electric functionality is not really positive in this sense. They could have talked a little bit about the electricity more positively with, for example, she can be independent with electricity. She can, it's good for the climate or something like that, environmental friendly. But perhaps not in Germany because they use a lot of coal. But I do think it's both ways. It's a little bit anti-EV, as well as they try to portray it as like hybrid, pro hybrid. So yeah, this definitely was a little bit shady when it came to portraying the charging, when she bumped into the guy and the ad sort of wanted to push out this message of a problem with something. You react with your body, you see that there's a problem, you see the faces of the girls, and yourself, you become sort of, you think, well, what happened now? There's some problem. And she says something and I, even though if nobody said anything in the commercial, I would think that, well, okay, now there's a problem, and you get tensed in the body. And then when you hear her saying that she doesn't have to charge, she doesn't want to have to care about charging exactly at this moment, then also the psyche of the psyche of a person would probably be tensed hearing the charge problem, and then sort of 1 + 1 is 2. So I do think the producers of this ad has thought in this direction, and I think it's a little bit unfair to try to sort of play the people watching the ad into believing that charging is bad through this sort of little incident with the cake. Okay, so this is my take on it. If you think it's an anti-EV ad, full out, please comment. If you think it's sort of, well, it's a hybrid, they try to make the best of it, give a comment.